Hey folks, Sylvius here. I am still on the test server. This is the Bonelord cave. Here we are. Real quick, I actually have a couple of things to mention. My last couple of videos have been apparently not great quality. And the reason for that is because for some reason my program that I use to record these videos stops recording in the normal resolution and aspect ratio and defaults to 1768 by 992, which I know makes literally no sense. I'm aware of that fact. That comes out to a 221 by 124 aspect ratio. I have no idea why. So that's that. The other thing I want to comment super quick on, actually, is over here, I think, should be my previous game. That is Reciteer, an item shop tale. It's like one of my all-time favorite games. So I suggest you give that one a watch. That video is actually a tad bit long because there's a decent amount of tutorial stuff at the beginning and kind of cutscene that I didn't want to skip. But yeah, I suggest give that one a go, and I'll soon put on another one which will actually be more or less gameplay. But for now, yeah, give it a go. It's a really good game. And if you like it, consider buying it from the people. Considering it's a game about selling things to people at high prices, I will not suggest that you pirate it. Go actually buy that game. Oh, really? Is this a dead end? Really? Really? It's not like in this cave so far. Well, it is a decent amount of Bonelords, so I suppose it's worth something. But anyway. The other thing is today, Tibia revealed its compensation for the mass series of lags and kicks we had back in May and early June. You know, that period of time where the game was, essentially unplayable? So, they told us it would be, variable compensation or something like that. With a minimum of 3 days on one voucher, another voucher for 7 days, and something along those lines. Well, it turns out that they kind of, screwed everybody over. They won't tell anybody what the criteria was for determining what your compensation would actually come out to be. So it ended up being, insignificant for pretty much everybody. Oh, jeez. Really? There we go. Some people got, 60 days, 40 days, 50 days or so of, voucher, and then other people got, 3. So I kind of feel like, they weren't really being, too fair about that. Elder Bonelord. Forgot they have a little bit more HP. Bonelord Eye from the Elder Bonelords. So, Elder Bonelords no longer drop, Elder Bonelord Eyes. They all now drop Bonelord Eyes. Part of that was, I think a quest needs the Bonelord Eyes. And there wasn't a lot of good spots to hunt regular ones, so they've, did the Elders. Bam! Fireball. Did I kill him? Oh, I didn't kill him. Bam. Yeah, I believe this place was kind of, okay, I guess they also drop Elders. Good to know. So they can drop both. I guess this place was kind of designed to make them easier to hunt. Or easier to acquire. Ah, jeez, come on. There we go. What do we got up here? Nothing up here. Alright. I'm glad this doubles back so that I wasn't going in random directions. Yeah, and then after they did that thing with the compensation that nobody's happy about, they then somehow screwed it up, and it looks like there was a glitch where when you activated the voucher, it read how many vouchers you've ever activated in the past, and then just assumed that you had currently activated that amount again. So everybody was getting up to 8 times EXP for about an hour and a half or so until they got around to realizing what they had done, and they shut down the servers. They did not, however, think that was a worthy reason to consider resetting the servers, so they did not reset the servers. So everybody who wanted, or who did that now just got, massive amounts of EXP for a short period of time. You know, I like to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and, you know, not, like, harp on them too much. You know, the Tibia developers and whatnot. Sometimes, though, they make it a little hard. Now, I got what I'll say is, I guess, a decent amount. I got a 3-day voucher, a 7-day voucher, and then a 14-day voucher. My friend got a 3, a 6, and a 12. I feel like, though, because I know he died during the lag, but they didn't seem to take that into account. So I don't really know what their criteria was, and I don't know what they determined. But I feel like the game was, like, entirely unplayable pretty much for that time period. I mean, I only continued to play and hunt because the monsters I was hunting and playing I was tasking. So usually when you're tasking, you're not really in that much of a threat range. You know, like, you're tasking monsters that are generally a little bit weaker than you. You're not tasking for EXP, you're tasking for tasking. So, you know, a little bit of lag or a little bit of a kick wasn't always like an instant death sentence for me. Hey, look, a brain death. That's good to know that there's brain deaths in here. I do not like brain deaths. Brain deaths are okay. The only problem I have with them is that they drop crap loot. For something that hits pretty hard, mana drains all the time, summons vampires amongst other things, they drop, like, absolute crap. Although I am kind of excited that this place has multiples of them. And as far as I can tell, nothing else to kind of get in their way. The only other spot I really was fighting a lot of brain deaths at was Helheim on, like, the final floor. And all the brain deaths there had, you were, like, in a room with 2 of them, and they would usually get an opportunity to do some summoning before you could even get into them, and there'd be, like, you know, bone beasts on top of you at the same time. I don't want summoned vampires, a bone beast, and a brain death all hitting me at the same time if I can avoid it. Let's see, in the other spots I know you can run into brain deaths would be, haha. Now the vampire can't get to me. Although that one apparently can. The only other spots I know brain deaths are at are, underneath the cemetery corner in Yalahar. They're also mixed with, I think, like, banshees, and pretty sure there's mutated bats down there, too. And, what was the other thing that's the other spot I know? The middle spirit grounds. Whichever one it happens to be. Oh, come on. There we go. But that also had banshees and soul eaters, and the soul eaters were the problem for me. I think they have like 90. Ooh, spike squelcher. Woo! I think the soul eaters have like a 90% resistance to physical. So I did not do particularly well back there. And I know there's something else in there too. Oh, it's those things that changed their shape that scared me before. I forget what they're called now, though. Interesting. Slightly disappointing in how small it is, though. Was it like Night Stalkers? Oh, that's kind of cool that it teleports me back here. You know, that's another one of those, like, teleport right back to the beginning things. They're kind of convenient, but I feel like they're breaking the purity of Tibia. They're breaking the purity of Tibia. Anyway, that was not a bad place in any sense. Especially if you need a Bonelord eye. Might as well go there. So anyway, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on my Patreon. Both of those are linked in the description of the video. I put some additional commentary and stuff like that on the Patreon account, so there's some interesting things there. At least there might be for somebody. And I'll see you guys later.